Missouri Valley students trick or treat for the community, and the Viking soccer programs punch a ticket for the postseason. I'm Austin Bolin, and this is KMVC News. Missouri Valley is seeing an uptick in its active COVID-19 case count. Valley is reporting 4 cases on the campus population, and that's up from the previous update, which didn't have any. The trend of active cases accounting for less than 1% of the overall population continues as it has throughout the course of the semester. It's currently at 0.23%. Missouri Valley is updating its technology operations with Ellucian, a technology solutions provider that will modernize the many systems at MVC. Missouri Valley College is upgrading its student information systems with Ellucian Colleague, a comprehensive and cloud-based system that will help modernize the technological processes at MVC. Student information systems handle all student processes, like records and transcripts from recruitment to graduation. Missouri Valley is currently using a system called Campus Anywhere, which was implemented in 1991. Omar Al-Rafe says the new system will be more efficient and mobile-friendly for students.
So there will be a lot more self-service options available to you as a student in a much more modern fashion and available on mobile devices.
These kinds of systems tend to cost more than $1 million for institutions like Missouri Valley. Al-Rafe says the entire MVC community will benefit from the new system.
So the benefit will be felt campus-wide, which is great. This pairs well with our other technology initiatives.
Missouri Valley originally wanted to upgrade its student information systems in 2017, but couldn't due to financial restrictions. Missouri Valley College expects Ellucian Colleague to be implemented by October of 2022. Some Missouri Valley students have been hit by phone scams in the weeks since the last warning was issued. KMVC's Courtney Cole reports on the latest scam hitting campus.
Omar Al-Rafe, Chief Information Officer at Missouri Valley College, says how the phone calls and text message scams are targeting college students.
And he gave him kind of a statement of what he had in the bank at the time. He's international, so he might have not known any better. And they asked for an entire amount to be wired to them. And when he said he couldn't wire it, they asked for it in Apple gift cards and Google gift cards.
Al-Rafe says if anyone tries to contact you through phone or text message stating that they're part of government, do not believe them. Madison Vogelsmeyer, a student at Missouri Valley College, says how ever since the email was sent out warning students about the scams, she's constantly getting scam-likely calls.
I don't sign up for any email stuff or any extra subscriptions. I've taken down a lot of my subscriptions already, and I try to refrain from keeping a lot of my stuff out on media just because of the fact that the more your name's out there, the more they can contact you.
Al-Rafe and Vogelsmeyer says that the best way to avoid scams are to not answer unknown phone calls and avoid people who ask you to pay them in iTunes gift cards. Courtney Cole, KMVC News.
Concerns about scams through phone calls or text messages should be directed to the IT office located on the bottom of the Ferguson Center. The end of the semester is nearing, and for some students, that means stress levels are rising. The end of October and Mental Health Awareness Month had Missouri Valley College adding a new member to its counseling staff. KMVC's Marina Diaz met with the newest member.
For the first half of the fall semester, Teresa Soselski has been the only counselor on campus, until now. Soselski says that she was busy during that time, but is relieved that the counseling center can now help more students.
I should say appointments filled up very early, and so I always had a limited amount available, and students would want appointments, but due to their own conflict with classes or sports, they weren't able to get them in. And so I've been forming a list and letting people know that we're getting a new counselor in, and as soon as she gets established, she'll be reaching out and getting people set up.
Katie Kirby has previous experience as a counselor and is ready to start helping the students on campus.
I would say just really get in touch with the students and help them and on their mental health, help them in any area of their life that they're needing help with. I want to see success in the students.
Kirby and Soselski are both full-time counselors on campus. To schedule an appointment, you can email either of them. Their emails can be found on moval.edu. Marina Diaz, KMVC News.
The Counseling Center is open 5 days a week and is located in the Malcolm Center. The Missouri Valley College men's wrestling team brought back the Cans for Kids food drive after not being able to host it last year. As KMVC's Adam Balkin reports, it's something the team does every Halloween that has a sweet reward.
Happy Halloween!
For over a decade, the Missouri Valley College wrestling team has collected cans for kids on Halloween for children in need at local elementary schools. Head wrestling coach Mike Muckles says the Cans for Kids food drive started after his wife noticed kids only ate at school.
A program that we started, 11, 12 years ago. My wife was a principal here in Marshall Elementary schools, and she came home and mentioned something about, kids not being able to eat. A lot of folks here in town, the kids only ate at school.
MVC wrestler Drake Tipton says he enjoys doing the Cans for Kids food drive.
It's supposed to be fun to give back to these kids that might not have as much. So it's definitely, it may not be fun in the aspect of we're walking around in the cold maybe, but it's fun in the aspect that we give back.
Muckles says the Cans for Kids food drive has been great throughout the years.
It's been a great program. It's helped out a great deal with, with the elementary schools.
The Cans for Kids food drive has grown so much that the wrestling program are able to collect enough cans to help throughout this whole school year. Adam Balkin, KMVC News.
The wrestling program collected more than 2,000 canned goods. Carving jack-o'-lanterns is one of the many Halloween traditions returning to MVC as the Student Success Center hosted a pumpkin carving and painting event for students. The event gave students a chance to show off their creativity by decorating pumpkins with paint or with different carving designs. The first 20 students to arrive were supplied with a pumpkin. Jack-o'-lanterns with an MVC theme could enter in the Thor-o'-lantern contest. Valley didn't host the pumpkin carving event last year due to COVID-19. Programs like the Theater Ensemble are working to make sure they follow the new COVID guidelines while running their show as smoothly as possible. KMVC's Sharon Thompson reports on the Music Theater Ensemble's preparation for the upcoming shows.
Last year, when it came to theater performances, those in the program had to take many precautions when it came to performing. This year, theater professor Harold Hynek says even though masks are still required, they're allowing more individuals to come watch their live plays.
Really limiting our spacing for our audience last year. This year, we will allow more people into the theater, which changes the energy of the space.
Raven McDonald is a performer in the upcoming music ensemble and says she's excited that the policy will allow more people to be in the audience.
It allows me as well as the other people on stage to showcase what MTE is about and what we actually do, and it can also possibly get people interested in joining MTE for the future.
Even though masks are still required in some form of space for the performers, they're happy that more people are allowed to come watch their performances. Sharon Thompson, KMVC News.
The theater program has its first performance of the year on the 4th in the Eccleston Mabee Theater located in the Technology Center. Masks are still required. The Missouri Valley women's soccer team entered its final week of the regular season, needing a win and a Benedictine loss or tie to secure the 2 seed in the Heart of America Athletic Conference Tournament. The Vikings are trying to get that win in their final home match of the regular season against MidAmerica Nazarene. Missouri Valley started quickly, scoring in the game's 3rd minute. That's Nicole Rubio with the goal, her 3rd of the season. Valley went up 2-0 after this scrum and shot from Laura Castano. Castano also had 2 assists on the evening. The Pioneers tightened the game at 2-1 with a goal in the 56th minute, but the Vikings scored 3 times in 3 minutes, including Rubio's 2nd goal of the game. Natalia Ruiz and Valentina Cardoso also scored in the 5-1 win. And Missouri Valley clinched the 2nd seed because Baker scored 2 second-half goals in the topping of Benedictine 2-1. Missouri Valley's regular season finale was a 1-0 overtime loss to Culver Stockton. So, with the regular season wrapped up and the Vikings set to play in the Heart of America Athletic Conference, the Missouri Valley women's soccer team has its eyes set on a national tournament appearance for the 2nd consecutive year. KMVC's Marina Lopez reports on the team trying to hit its postseason goals.
The women's soccer Vikings finished 2nd in the conference, having too many possibilities to go to the national championships. Last Tuesday, they played at home against MidAmerica Nazarene, winning 5-1. It was an important win that let them stay ranked number 2 and finish the season strong.
I think this year we really have a better team because
We already know each other from the last year since a lot of seniors came back. We have some new players that make the team better. And when we play as a team, we are unstoppable.
Right now we're second in the conference, which is a little bit better than last year. We just lost one game against CMU, that is top 5 of the nation. So I think it's pretty good, and I think that we have a big chance of going to nationals. Let's go Vikings!
Vikings again.
Next November 6, they start playing the brackets for the conference tournament quarterfinals. Maria Lopez, KMVC News.
Saturday's game has the second-seeded Vikings hosting the 7th-seeded MidAmerica Nazarene Pioneers. The game kicks at 6 with coverage on the Viking Sports Network. The Missouri Valley men's soccer team entered its contest against MidAmerica Nazarene with second place in the Hart standings up for grabs. MNU held the 2 spot with the Vikings right behind them in the 3rd. A win would help either team sort towards securing home field advantage through the Hart quarters and semis and a spot in the national tournament. Valley struck first when Pablo Segovia scored 9 minutes in on this shot from the top of the box. The Pioneers tied it at 1 in the 38th minute, and it stayed that way until Valley was pressuring offensively, and Pioneer goalkeeper Andrea Duarella earned a yellow for this foul in the box, setting up a penalty kick for Mike Mosier. Mosier put it past Duarella to give Valley a 2-1 lead, and Valley goalkeeper Dusan Milosevic made it stand the rest of the way. Missouri Valley took possession of second place with its 2-1 win over MidAmerica Nazarene, and then clinched second place with a 12-1 win against Culver Stockton over the weekend. The Vikings host 7th-seeded Park on Friday night at 7 with coverage on the Viking Sports Network. The Missouri Valley football team was down double digits early for the 6th straight game. The Vikings trailed the Eagles 14-0 less than 3.5 minutes in, and 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. CMU's Katavius Taylor scored 3 times on 9 catches to pace the Eagles. Valley Reserve running back Blake Shoddy rushed for more than 100 yards in the loss. The Vikings have now lost 4 straight and shoot for their first win in the South against MidAmerica Nazarene, which is also winless in conference play. Kickoff is at 1 with coverage starting at 12:30 on the Viking Sports Network. The Missouri Valley women's basketball team split its first 2 games of the Ben Lister era on the road, topping Bethel, but losing to McPherson in the McPherson Classic over the weekend. Anna Arroyo opened the season with back-to-back double-doubles. She had 11 points and 15 rebounds in the win against Bethel and 15 points and 10 boards in the loss. The Vikings' home opener is Saturday at 6 against Friends University in the Burns Center. The number of COVID-19 cases on campus means student opportunities to join campus activities is coming back. KMVC's Sakina Komaru reports on the return of intramurals.
Missouri Valley College held the 5-versus-5 indoor soccer intramural on October 26th and October 29th in the Malcolm Center gym at 7. The team consisted of 7 students, and the members of the team who won received $100. Because of the spread of COVID-19 last year, MVC held this event for the first time in a year. Yurika Fujiwara, MVC student, says about how she feels about having this event back for the first time after COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm glad that I could have fun playing soccer without thinking about COVID-19.
Hoto Tajima, MVC student, says he enjoyed playing soccer games.
That was my first time to play a soccer game, and it was very competitive. And because some player was from soccer team, and but it made the game exciting.
Many campus activities have been brought back on campus this year, and that has created more opportunity for students to socialize and have fun. Sakina Kamuro, KMVC News.
Campus Activities emails students about opportunities to participate in activities like intramural soccer throughout the year. And that's KMVC News for this week. I'm Austin Bolin. Thanks for watching.